Hello, my name is Wayne Wolf. I'm a candidate for Senate District 5, and I'm really pleased to be joined with Al Davidson. He's been a trapper for 40 years or more, and he's even known as Trapper. So, Trapper, I was wondering if you could tell us how big of a problem are beavers and other animals getting to be?
In 1996, by ballot initiative, the state of Colorado basically outlawed a lot of the equipment I could use for trapping removal of animals here in the state. And since then, the last 12, 14 years, populations have exploded. Beaver have gotten into irrigation ditches. Farmers or ranchers are calling me a lot more than they used to. Coyotes depredating on livestock and stuff like that as they're calving. This has turned into a major problem since I cannot effectively use what I normally was using a few years ago.
Well, and it's not just the materials that you're using that makes it difficult, isn't it? Also, there's time constraints and this kind of thing?
We have a rancher can go get a 30-day exemption, and I can go in 30 days and trap beaver. However, after that 30 days is up, it's up. It's a 30 days within a 300-year period. And after that, it's done. I cannot go get another permit for coyotes. And that makes it really rough, really a tough situation.
Do you think that the methods that are required by the Constitution are any more humane than what you would use if you could just use whatever you wanted to?
No, they're really not. Unfortunately, some of that equipment is not very humane, and the people who pushed this ballot initiative thought it was more humane to do it the way they were suggesting they wanted us to do it, and however, it's not.
So mainly what we've got now is just a nuisance.
Yeah.
For people, and actually worse than that, it's in the case of a culvert being plugged up with a road, then that's a public safety issue. That's even more of a problem. And it's not just a problem for ranchers, right? It's a problem for residents.
It's a part. The residential people have a lot more restrictions. I cannot get a 30-day permit because it's not agriculture, and I have to go in with live traps to do that. Well, say on beaver, it's a lot cheaper for a $25 conibear instant kill trap, which is very humane, as compared to the $500 humane live trap. And one thing I want to add, Wayne, while we got a second here, is a lot of this stuff too. As more animals are out there, there's a lot more potential for diseases and stuff, and that will predicate or go. You can transfer that to your pets, even yourself. A lot of that happens anymore.
And, one of the things that we think about trying to change the Constitution, we think, well, that's just going to be very difficult to do. But just because it's difficult doesn't mean that it isn't necessary, and it's getting more necessary all the time that we get something accomplished. So one of the things that I would like to do is to introduce a bill in the legislature to put a referendum on the ballot and actually put some thought into this and talk with people like yourself that know about this business and put some reasonableness back into our Constitution. So, I think some people don't realize how much damage a beaver can inflict, what they can do. So I think it might be a good idea for us to go out and see what a beaver can do. Here we are north of Gunnison to show you and give you an example here of just what a beaver is capable of doing. Notice this cottonwood here. It's maybe 10 inches in diameter. The one behind me is probably that big also. Within 100 yards, there are 20 cottonwoods that are cut down by beavers, some larger, some smaller. If you can imagine what a cottonwood like this would do in an irrigation ditch that's only 10 feet wide or something like that, you can imagine why that's a problem for ranchers, and especially to try and clean it out if it's got a few rose bushes in it also. But this is not just an issue for ranchers and farmers who are dependent on irrigation. this is a public safety issue, because in high water, these will be washed down. They can plug up a culvert. If the culvert gets plugged up, it can take out the road. You may be delayed for days before you can get through with that road. So this is another issue that we need to work on, and why this is really important issue. As your state senator, I will propose legislation to have a referendum that would then be put on the ballot so people can decide to do something about this, and to make some reasonable provision for ranchers, farmers, people in road and bridge, public safety, to be able to take care of this problem. Because right now it's too cumbersome, it can't be taken care of. Again, I need your support. Elect me as your state senator, and I will get something done about this problem.